advantage of the roses, he said. Took the roses and he went away. But that again is Sai the mother. The minute, I'm sure you have all felt this with your parents, the minute they are angry, but the minute you say you're so sorry, please forgive, the whole atmosphere changes. They are willing to forgive us any of our faults. The minute that is the Karunamurti, that is the mother in him, that he was able to forgive me and come back again all the way the minute I asked forgiveness. So this is the Swami that I saw. I am not a great scholar, but seeing little things that Swami did, I tried to learn. In fact, somebody said, can you make the talk, lessons learnt at the lotus feet? I said, I cannot say I have learnt it. I am still learning. Lessons still to be learnt at the lotus feet. Because Swami keeps on giving us lessons. I cannot say I have learnt it, but I can keep on remembering it, and I can keep on telling myself that again, one more time, I cannot put Swami into a feeling that how much shall I tell these children? They keep on repeating and repeating and repeating, you know. Once we were in the interview room a few years ago in Puttaparthi, and my sons were with me, and Swami said, what boys, what do you want? So they said, Swami, we want to be near you here in Puttaparthi. Why? Where are you now? We are very far away, Swami, in Washington, DC. They were 11 years old. Oh, really? You are far away and this is near? I said, yes, Swami, we are very far. How do you spell far? F-A-R, they said. Yesterday they were talking about acronyms. Swami loves acronyms also. F-A-R, far. Oh, really? What does it mean? It means to be very, very far away, Swami. That's all they could say. They were children. I said, no, F-A-R is something different. F-A-R is a different meaning. What is here? They said, near, Swami. How do you spell near? N-E-A-R. Swami said, you know the real meaning? No, Swami. F-A-R means F, father, A, always ready. Father, always ready. You only have to call me with devotion, and wherever you are, I will come. Father, he said, pointing to himself, Father is always ready. But what is near? You are near here. What is this near? N-E-A-R. Never enlightened, always repeating. What is the use of being near if you are never enlightened, but you are always repeating the same mistakes? So from that day I say, Swami, let me make new mistakes. Don't make me repeat the same mistakes at least. You know, never enlightened, N-E-A-R, always repeating. So that is what we have to try to do in all of this, that at least let us not repeat the same mistakes, whether it is towards our elders or our friends or whoever. Swami has given a very beautiful roadmap for all of us who are born in this world as human beings to move forward in our journey towards Him. He says you have to come near, you have to become nearer and dearer. And He has given us a very beautiful roadmap. When I had the good opportunity, for every birthday Swami used to be of mine. Every birthday Swami used to be in Bangalore. So I used to take these roses, I used to take garlands for him, and he used to come, birthday, how old? He would say. And I would tell him how old I was. And he would take the flowers. When I turned 20, Swami asked me, how old are you today? I said, 20, Swami. What does 20 mean? He said, I don't know what it means. For me, 20 meant a lot of fun. But you can't say that to Swami. So I said, I don't know, Swami. So he says, what are the numbers in 20? 2 and 0, I said. Do you know what 2 stands for? No. Shraddha and Bhakti. Steadfastness and devotion. So at the age of 20, you have to develop steadfastness and devotion towards God. So you start practicing a steady faith, because you have to have faith to do anything in this world. Even to come on the flight from Bangalore to Kuala Lumpur, I must have faith in the pilot that he will bring me here. For everything in this world, we have to have faith. I have to have faith when I come up these steps that it won't collapse. Like Brother Jaga was saying, the steps has to do its dharma. So you have to have steadfastness and faith. So I said, okay, you listen as we all do, as I do at least. You listen in 1 year for a few days. You think, okay, I have to be steadfast, I have to do. Then the world takes over and we forget it and leave behind. So it went on. I turned 30. At the age of 30, again I was in Vrindavan. Oh, birthday. How old today? He asked. Swami, 30. Oh, what is the meaning of 30? Now I already knew, so I don't know, Swami. What is the number? 30. What does 3 stand for? I don't know, Swami. It's better to say I don't know, because whatever answer you give, Swami will say it is the wrong answer. So better to get the answer from him. 3. So he said, you know what? What was 20? He asked. Shraddha and Bhakti. Have you been practicing? I'm trying, Swami. Not true. After the first few weeks, I had forgotten all about it. So what is 3? He said, you had 10 years to practice 20 to 30. 10 years. 3 is Trikarna Shuddhi, he said. You have to keep your thoughts, words and actions in harmony. The 3 have to be in harmony. Trikarna Shuddhi. You have to purify your thoughts, words and actions. At the age of 30, you must start practicing that. Whatever you do, you are now mature enough. Speak what you speak. Think whatever you think, speak that. Whatever you speak, do that. If you can't do it, don't speak it. Don't think about it. So Trikarna Shuddhi. I said, oh, very nice, Swami. I will practice, Swami. So 30 went by. 10 years went by. How much I practiced, I don't know, but I tried this time because I was a little bit older. So at least I would say, if I can't do it, let me not promise anybody anything. I'll send you the cassette, I'll send you the book, and then it is forgotten. At least let me not say that. No. So I started to practice. Again at the age of 40, I'm back in Parthi this time. He called me for the interview. Ah, getting older. How old? 40, Swami. What is the number? 4 and 0. What is for 4? Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Purusharthas. Yesterday brother Jaga brought it up also. What is this Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha? Dharma, he said there is no proper English word, but at least we say right way of doing things, for a lack of a better translation in this case. He said, Dharma Artha, you must earn your wealth dharmically, in the right way, not in a wrong way. And Kama Moksha, have the desire for moksha. Your life you should lead at the age of 40, you should start practicing. Of course you need wealth at the age of 40, you are in a family life, you do need to earn money, but earn it rightfully. But your true desire should be towards liberation or the end of human journey. So that is what you have to practice at the age of 40. So all this, I had written it down very much diligently in a notebook. Once in a while I'll open it and I will read it and close it and put it back. But whatever I could, I was doing. After that, I did not get an opportunity to come back for my birthdays to Swami. Much later, at my father's 80th birthday, Swami had told us to bring my parents to Puttaparthi, so he would celebrate his 80th birthday, my father's. So he called us all for the 80th birthday. We were quite a big group of about 25-30 people, family members, called us all in. And Swami sat down and he started to explain the meaning of what is the meaning of celebrating the 60th birthday, 70th birthday and so on. Suddenly, he turned towards me. It had been a long time. And he said, hey, what does 80th birthday mean? Because he had already given me these various. I said, Swami, what happened between 40 and 80? You stopped at 40. I don't know what 50 and 60 and 70 means, Swami, I said. He said, okay, tell me what 20, 30 means. I say at 20, you must develop Shraddha and Bhakti. 30, Trikarna Shuddhi, purity of thought, word and action. 40, earn your wealth righteously, have desire for liberation. What about 50? Swami said, 50 is this body is made up of Panchabhutas, the 5 elements. So the 5 senses, the 10 senses, which are 5 and 5, 5 Jnanendriyas and the Karmendriyas are very strong in numbers of 5. So, start purifying your senses at the age of 50. Indriyas, because your body is made up of the 5 elements. He said, that's what you have to practice. God has given you 10 years to practice each of these things. Then what about 60? 60, he said, the Shadrupus, the Arishad Vargas, the 6 enemies, the Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada and Matsarya. 6 enemies, every human being has that. Envy, jealousy, desire, attachment, all these things are there, the 6 enemies. Start reducing the 6 enemies at the age of 60. should start removing them. Then what happens at the age of 70? By the time you become 70 years old, you should become like the Sapta Rishis. Because when you have no enemies within you, you have purified your indriyas, you are living a very dharmic life, earning and living dharmically, then by the time you reach the age of 70, you should be like the 7 great sages, the Sapta Rishis. What do the 7 great sages do? They serve mankind. They serve them all the time, but their mind is on the Lord. Detached service, no attachment. Sometimes when we do service, they say, hey, I started to do this when I was the Seva coordinator. I started this program. The next Seva coordinator came and he removed it, we'll say. We become attached to that position of ours. So Swami says, no, you have to do the Seva or whatever work you do with your focus on the Lord, but as he says, hands in society, head in the forest. So that is what the Saptarishis do, the 7 sages. They go all over this universe, but with Namasmarana in their head, they do the service of mankind. So after you spend 10 years like this, and then the Saptarishis have one other great quality. Because of the way they lead their life, they are able to enter the Lord's proximity anytime they want. They can come back to the earth anytime they want because they become so purified. But they still have a human body. So from 70 to 80, now he has come to my father's birthday. At the age of 80, you have to become like the Ashtadikpalakas, he says. The 8 deities that guard the 8 directions of this universe. The 8 deities, Ashtadikpalakas. What do? They do only the Lord's work. They have no desire for anything else. They just do the duty with no desire for any kind of result from that. They just do it for the sake of doing it. That's all they do. They guard the universe for the Lord and all the time thinking of the Lord. 80 has gone by. 90. You have to. Yesterday, Brother Jaga was saying how long the human beings we live, to be almost more than 100. But Swami spoke up to 100. 90, when you get to the age of 90, after having, but that does not mean the other things you have forgotten. You are still practicing Shraddha and Bhakti. You are still practicing the 3 purity of the thought world. Not, okay, I finished practicing for 10 years, leave it behind, start practicing the next. No, that is going on continuously. Then the 4 Purusharthas are there. Then you are constantly removing the bad thoughts that come, the bad qualities that arise within us. Then at the age of 90, you should become like the Navagrahas, the 9 planets, he said. What are these 9 planets? What do? They go on revolving around the sun. That is how your life should become. All your work, all your thoughts, all your dedication should be for the Lord. You have to keep on working. No resting. Swami says no retiring, retire. So if you are saying we have become too old to go and do Balavikas, too old to do work, Swami doesn't accept such excuses. No. You keep on working. But how do you do it? Complete devotion and dedication. Just as the planets keep on going around the sun, you have to go on doing your work with your thoughts revolving around the Lord. 90 years, it's given 10 more years. When you come to 100, what is the number? 100. If you have done all this and you continue to do, there is only one left. You and I are one. You and I are one.